card. I've made box cards in the past, and I wanted to use my rabbits, so I'm making something with them. So without further ado, let's get on. So the first thing I've done is these little flowers I have cut out. Now these are the dies that are I'm just searching for it, little ladybug. So these little dies came with this set, so you got the flower there and the leaf, so I've stuck them together. I have also used these, so I've cut out, I think, for 2 each of these because they're slightly different. Okay, so I've used those. I've also for some more grass, I thought, oh, I quite like that. That's from I'm just bringing, that's it, from the cup of tea, and it's that one that you cut out with the die. And then I've also I've cut the 3 rabbits, so I'm going to go how I did the rabbits. So the different ones on the Easter bunny. Now this is retiring, so you can still get this at moment. Cut that out with the punch, but fussy cut those. But I just want to stick these together, and also I've cut out quite a few carrots. Now I've done this by just using, like I've done with the grass, let me show you, the DSP that I'm using was the peach one that I was using yesterday, and can you see it turns in and out of colour? So I thought that's great to make grass and things because it's going in and out of colour. So I've used that, and I've also used it for the stems as well. But this grass edge, I'm doing one of my think out the box. So frame floret, so you want any die that's jagged. So I'm sure I've used this in the past for something. So what I did was I cut a strip and started, it's that way around, started cutting out with the die cutting machine. Now I'll show you that, I'll hold on to that, and I'll show you that when I get the die cutting machine out. So just put that on one side because I just want to stick this together. Now I'm carrying on with the glitter paper, and all I'm doing is just punching a hole with a standard hole punch. That's all I'm doing with the standard hole punch. And then I am just going to glue that to the center of that flower, so that gives it its bit of sparkle without making it heavy because it's not a gem. Okay, and oops, one here going on, gonna stick, yeah, that's fine. And then just decide which way round you want your flower. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the top, and then just picking whichever I want, just putting it there, and I'm letting that leaf tuck over, just making sure I've got enough on there. So it's all cut out with DSP. The peaches, I actually cut the flower out with the peaches, so again it takes them in and out of colour because I've cut those out of the peaches. Right, I'm just going to move those, let's move them over here actually to one side now. We'll just do the bunny, so show you how I did the bunny. Let's move the glue. So I've got cinnamon cider, buck petal, path, and any browns that you've got that are going to be brown for your rabbit. And I'm just gonna go in and just go over my rabbit. I love doing it with the blending brush. It seems to be a success for me. So I'm just going back in the pad, and let's spin it round. Gonna Doesn't matter how you do it, because it just comes lovely. So you don't have to have them all the same. Gonna bring it a bit darker down below and lighter on its back. I think this one, just do his face a bit darker. Okay, there, that's fine. So this one is, oh, I'm going to put a bit more darker on him, yeah, because the others are a bit darker, so I'm going to bring a bit more. Decided to do a bit darker. And I'm not doing a fluffy white tail. He's going to have the same as his coat. So I'm going to do that. Let's just put that in a bit more. There. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. And just come in with my chamois and just wipe my glass. So just get that off. And so we'll put, I've got Rococo Rose in my Stampin' Right markers, but any pink that you deem you want, doesn't matter what colours, you can use blends. I'm just got this Rococo Rose and I quite liked that, so I'm putting that one. So there my bunny's done. So I'm going to just move those out of the way a minute and then start to bring in what we're going to use. Let's put that out of the way. Right, so I've started off with a Granny Apple Green that is, and have I knocked it on the floor? Yes, I have. The template, so I'll get my template back. Okay, I have got a piece that measures 9 1/4 by 7. I'm putting that in and I've scored it at 1/2 inch. So score it at 1/2 inch, then at 2 5/8, and then at 6 5/8. So we need to extend 6 5/8 and score that, and then 8 3/4. Okay, then you want to turn it onto the 7 inch side and you're going to score that at 3 1/2. Then I want you to turn it back, and this time, let me move that out of the way, we're going to get our cutting blade. Now I'm putting the cutting blade at the top. I'm putting it back in at the 1/2 inch mark, and I am now looking to make sure that that 1/2 inch mark is bang on where I did it. And I'm going to bring my blade and I'm going to come down as far as this cutting line. So I'm going to bring that, oh, hang on, my blade's come out, so I just need to push it back in. Let's make sure I've got that absolutely where I want it. So look again, make sure I've got that bang in the middle. And then I'm going to just come down 1/2 inch to that score line. Okay, so I'm going to put that 1/2 inch, and I know because that little mark there is level with that line there. I'm then going to move it along to the 2 5/8. So 2 5/8. Again, I'm looking for that score line being dead center in that track. And again, I'm pulling that down just to this score line. Okay, so just to that score line. And then I'm going to move it across to 6 5/8. So move it to 6 5/8. 6 5/8. Making sure that again it's in that middle track, and I'm going to pull it down to my score line. This time I'm looking on this side so I can sit on this side. Then I'm going to put it in at 8 3/4, and it's going to go down to that first score line. Okay, right, there we go. Right, I'll just show you the next piece. We want a piece that is 7 inches by 4. Okay, 7 inches by 4. Right, so let me put my trimmer away a minute. Dropping the cardigan in. Okay, now I'm just going to bring my scissors in. Leave that one on one side. And all I'm going to do is on this 1/2 inch side here, I'm just going to put a little wedge, miter in that fraction and miter in at the other side. Then I'm going to turn around, do exactly the same. So I'm cutting up, miter in it to that score line. So I'm not cut enough. Let me just there, and then that there at the bottom. Okay, so let's get rid of those. And then I'm going to bring in my bone folder. So my bone folder's coming in, and then I'm just going to crease down all these lines and make sure that that is level, the top and the bottom. So that's level with that. Go over the other side. In fact, now I'm going to bring it round this way, make sure it's level. And then this one, make sure it's level. Okay, now what I like to do is just rub my bone folder down where I've just cut. So I'm just going to rub that down to flatten these edges just where I've cut it. Okay, and then we're going to just fold these back, make sure that you get those square. So again, we're looking at this square there, that I do, that one and that one, again making sure that it's nice and square, and then just give that nice crease. Okay, right, never tried this before, so I'm hoping it works. Right, okay, so this is going to be the outside. So yeah, I do want it that side. Right, I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine now, and what I've got to do is, because this obviously it won't fit through there. In fact, just let me put my light on. It's a bit dark. Let's just get that on, see if that'll help there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've got the die from the let's move these two out of the way. So I'm going to bend them. Let me just see. Yeah, I want to bend these the other way. So I'm just tucking these two out of my way. And this middle one, I'm going to put it absolutely level with the top. Now, I'm going to see if I can get that in the middle. So I'm putting this die here absolutely level, just giving it only the minutest little bit to be able to I'm going to get my tape, because I do not want this to move at all. So I'm going to get my washi tape. Well, you know my washi tape, it sticks. So I'm putting it, I'm going to put it in 2 places. It's going to put it there to hold it down, because I want this to, as I say, to absolutely hold and not move. So I'm going to put that there like that, and I'm going to push my plate. In fact, I can drag this out now. I'm going to take my plate right the way there and move it. Hopefully I can I move it in? Let's have a look. Yeah, moving it in. So I'm just gonna take that till I hear it crunch. That's it. And I'm going to come back out that, and that should have taken me that bit off. Come on, that's it. And I've got that nice dotted line now. Oh, let me bring that through. Okay, and I'm going to move that, and then we're just going to tuck that one out of the way this time, and I'll better move my washi tape, and you can see that it's only taken a smidgen off. That's all I want. That's just going to give me that fancy edge. So don't use this die. And I'm just going to go back into, and I'm looking, let me show you. I'm trying to look for this being even at either side. So let me put that back in. So I'm looking, I'm moving that out of my way. I'm looking to centralize it. So not necessarily centralizing this as a whole, but I'm trying to look to see here and here whether it's going to be about the same as I can. Then I'm pushing it right to that tip. You can barely see where I've done it. Now again, I don't want it to move, so I'm fastening it in place. Just going to make sure, yeah, let's pull that out of the way. Hang on, that's not where I want it. In fact, I've got loads of washi tape. I'm going to re-put washi tape on because I want it to be absolutely precise. So I'm going to get my washi tape again and have a brand new bit. So I barely ever use it, and I've still got tons on the roll. So let's stick it down properly. Okay, so again, I'm looking at these scallops and I'm trying to get them absolutely as level as I can, pushing the die right to the top. So there's only a smidgen there, and then I'm absolutely concreting that down, that die down onto there. And then I'm going to push this back through again. And just take it a little bit further down. And if you note, I've got it slightly wonky. That's fine. And that just helps with the running of it. So you can see that it's barely taken anything off. Okay, that maybe have taken more off than it did in the previous one, but that's still fine. That just need that smidgen off. So there, it's more or less. So I'm going to fold those two out of the way, bring this one up, do exactly the same. So I'm looking to push it as far to the top as possible and looking to try and get my scallops as even as I can, pushing it as much as I can to the top, then coming in with my washi tape and then just bringing my plate in so it's just a little bit over it when I can, and then I'm going to push that through. That's it. When I hear it go over, take it back out. Just a minute, there, it will come off. I'm going to be very careful taking this off. There we go. Okay, so now I've got fancy edges, so when I turn those over, those edges are all going to be fancy. Okay, and then of course we want to do the piece I put on one side. Where's my piece that I've just put on one? Oh, it's at the back, it's falling at the back. So again, just going to put this down. What's that done with me? There it is. And I say it, oh, it's just taken off. Look, that, just that tiny weeny bit. That's all I'm looking for. So again, I'm going to put this piece in. I'm going to remove that so I can see. Move that off out of the way. And again, I'm looking at the corners to see if I can get those as level as I can, putting it right on that very edge. Okay, and then I'm gonna take it through this way this time. I'm just gonna hear it go over and come back over, so I'm not going all the way through. Okay, so we've done that. Right, now I've cut my pieces already, so I need to do the same with the DSP. So I've not done them ahead of time, sorry, because I needed to work out what I'm putting where. Okay, so the back piece, this back piece here, let me just move that a moment. So the back piece, let me move that out of the way. And where have I put my back piece? Here we go. Now I've cut two, one's a bit smaller than the other. That's it, so that's it. So this back piece is going to fit on here, and again I want to cut this off, so I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm putting that right at the top, okay, right at the top, and again I'm looking to try and get it as even as I can. Let me look, even as I can. That's about it, and then we can run that through. Okay, so take that through even as I can, and then this is going to fit on here, just that even gap all the way round. I'm not going to put that on yet, we'll just leave that a minute because I want to put the other pieces on first. So I'm working it out as I'm doing it. So these pieces want to be this piece here. Let's do this. So look, this piece here and this piece here. So I need 3 of those doing. Now I don't know whether I'll be able to do 2 at once, but I'm going to look whether I can. So, well, in fact, I'm going to do 2 on the next bit, but I'll just do 1 on this. So again, just make sure I've got this the right way. Yes, so this is the right way. Again, I'm going to look to making it as even as possible. Okay, got that there. Put that on. And where's my hot plate? Put that. Once we get this bit done, we'll be able to speed up a bit. Just want to get this done. Okay, so got that. So that's for the middle bit there, and then the 2 edge pieces. Let's see if I can do these 2 edge pieces together. So I'm going to look and make sure that this is in the middle as I can do, and I'm going to stick that down like that. I'm then going to come to this side, and I'm looking to get that. And I'm going to get myself a piece of washi for the other side, and I'm looking, get that out of the way, I'm looking to make sure, let's put that so I can see, get that out of the way, looking to make sure that it's even, okay, as even as I can. Let's pick this up, and then when I feel I've got it as even as I can, I'm going to put it down on the washi tape. That's it, and then put this through. Okay, and that hopefully is the last. Okay, and I can move my die machine out of the way. Okay, there we go. So let's just, I can even leave my die. Oh, let me just show you the other thing I wanted to show you. Right, now I talked about how I did this. So I will move that out of the way. Okay, so what I do is I put this, and it was that way round, I put this in like this, and I want a narrow strip, so possibly, let's just measure, I put a 1-inch strip through. So I'd put a 1-inch strip through, and I'd make sure that this part goes on there, and I'd trap it, trap it so that, where are we, so that, let me get that back in place. Of course you can washi tape it so it holds it. I do it so that I don't go all the way to the edge. So I bring this through where you can see it. Right, can you see it now? So this is where my plate stops. So it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the die. It stops. So I run that through, and then what I do is I tuck this die over it like that, and then where it's cut off, I actually go in and put it, so it was cut off about there, and I go in, and this time I can go the other way, so I go there and run it through, and then that gives me the grass surface. And all I've done is use the bunny, show you the bunny, that's it, the bunny grass, and I've just stamped all over it. So stamped at the top to start with, filled in some gaps, and then stamped at the bottom, so it's giving me that grassy look. So I've done that. Okay, right, so let's put those out of the way for the moment. Oh, I have got one more, beg your pardon, I do need to do one more with this. I forgot about the back, so just realised that's there, so we'll just do this last one and then we're done. So let me just get this, and I'm going to have to peel that so I can see the top. Okay, so again we've got to make sure that that's going as far as we can in the middle of those two pieces, or at the top. Put our actual oh, let me move it over a bit because I'm sticking my die off the edge. That's it. Let me just make sure that that's right again. Got to try and get that as even as possible. There we go, there, that'll do. And so just run that through. So there and there should be it. And that is my back piece done. I'm going to put my back piece on one side because I don't want to get it confused with the one that's going to go in front. Right, let me get this out of the way and then we can progress. Okay, so looks that's picking up carrots and grass and all sorts. Oh, and my rabbit. Now, when I stamp my rabbit, of course there's always two sides to your white paper. And look, it's a mess on the back. So all I've done is cut out another rabbit in the DSP. So if anybody was to dissect your card, you don't want a mess on the back, just cut out your rabbit in the DSP, pop it on the back, and there, multitude of sins covered up. There we go, so the front there, and it's got that on the back. Just check on the front to make sure none of your DSP showing. There we go. Okay, right, now let's get on and put this together. Now, that is fine, so I'm going to take that off a minute. Right, so what we want to do is these two pieces here, I want to glue this so that it's going to glue this side flush with this. So what I'm going to do is put glue all on here, and I want to glue it together so that I cover this by my back piece. So I'm going to turn it on its side. Let's move these out of the way, and I'm going to go make sure it's right at the end. So I want it right at the flush with the end, and make sure it's flush with that part as well. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a good press, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So if you just bring this over, this should marry up nicely. So I can just put this glue down here. This is taking this on the inside. Just make sure that those two bottom ones marry up. I'll press that down, and I always like to play, so I like to go that way and that way and that way, just making sure that's okay. Right, now I'm going to bend these out of the way, and the back piece that we have got, I want that now to cover up these side bits. You see, it shows you those side bits. We're now going to cover that up. So I'm going to glue the back of here, so as you can see, it's got the peaches on. And look as though I've picked up a slight bit of my washi tape. Get off, don't want you there. Okay, so I'll pop that in, and I'm just going to make sure that we've got equal increments all the way round. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. And just pushing your hands down there, and you can see now that you can't see the tabs, and of course you've got a nice plain back as well. So we may as well put the back on while we're doing it. So I'm going to squash it flat and put the back one on. Now the back one is slightly smaller because I'm wanting, as I was telling you yesterday, if you were on with me yesterday, I actually want to try and use this paper up. So I'm working round using my paper up. So this is not giving me quite the edge that the other one did, but I'm just giving it an even increments all the way around. That's fine. Okay, and that's the back anyway. You're not seeing that, you're seeing what's on the front. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one down and put one on here. Sorry, did I not give you the DSP sizes? I've just realized I've not given you the DSP sizes that I started with. How remiss of me. So let's just stick this on, and then I will tell you what I started with. Okay, I started with a 3 and for this particular one, 3 and 3/8. Yeah, 3 and 3/8 by 2 inches. And the back one, I started 4 inches by 6 7/8. So this one, again, I'm going to put this one on here, bring that down. This again is the same. This is the 3 and 3/8 by 2 inches. So that's there. Give it your equal increment all the way around. Now, had I have got the same size, you see how this is nicely working out. Okay, it's nicely working out because I was trying my best to balance it. Okay, So by balancing it, that's why I was so fussy at balancing it. Now you don't have to do this. Now this is 4 by the 3 3/8. If you don't want to do the scallops, you can use a different edging die if you want, or just leave it plain. It can be a plain, and you could round the edges instead. That's another thing I do. I round the edges on them using a corner rounder. I rarely personally use the straight edges. I just find with this one it's just that little bit better if you round the edges or do something like this. This is, say, nice pretty edges here. Right, so we're going to push them up now, and I'm going to decorate this side. So this is exactly, oh no, we don't need this. What am I doing? This now, I can tell you precisely, is 3 3/8 by 3 7/8. So that's the centre panel. Now, if you've got directional like me, you need to make sure that you have got that the right way. So get off, Bunny, while you're doing that. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to do that equal increments all the way around. Okay, and these are 2 inches by 3 3/8. So you don't need to do anything with these because these are just fitting flat. Now, if you wanted to, you could decorate, use DSP on the underside. I'm not planning on doing that at the moment. If I do, I think what I would do is measure from that line and just do it plain on these, because it would make it so much simpler. And I don't know whether I've got any left to be able to do that. I'll see. Oh, hang on, what have I? I've got 2 more pieces. So why have I decided on 2 more pieces? So, because I've got those. Oh, and I like to put inside to make it look nice. So again, these are 2 inches by 3 3/8, and these are just going in here. So just make sure that they have got equal increments. It's just to finish it off. When people look from the bottom, look from the top, they're seeing all the same. So I just like it, just finishes it off that bit. So let's do that. Okay. Okay. Push that up a little bit. Make sure that I've got equal increments. And they're going off in there. I'm just going to smooth that because that one's good. So can you see, it looks nice inside, and then when we flop it up, we've got this that we could decorate. I haven't got any more of this paper left. I could do something and do some borders, but I haven't got that paper to be able to stick under these, and I don't know whether, let me have a look. No, I haven't got anything suitable, so I would have to look in my other stuff. So I might choose to decorate that, but I might not. Okay, so we will need some strips. Now, when you're doing this, you'll end up with lots of strips. So we're going to cut 4 wide. So I'm going to cut a piece 5 inches wide. Okay, so this is just a random strip I've got. So I'm going to cut that 5 inches wide. I'm then going to score it at 1/2 inch, and turn it round and score at 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to cut this. This happens to be 1 1/4, and so I'll cut it at 1 1/4. 1 is 1/2, quarter. So I'm going to cut it at 5/8. That just makes it easy. 5/8, that's just in half. So there, and I just want, I think, one more. So see, that's not quite right, so I'll just pick up another random strip. Okay, and I'm going to cut this at 5 inches. And then again, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. And then at 1/2 inch again. And then I'm going to do 5/8. So 5/8. Okay. And that looks as though it was the same again, because I've got 4 strips now. Might not use all 4, but we will see. So all I do is just bend my strips. Okay, they're going to sit like that. Bend my strips like that. And bend my strips. Now, as I say, I'm not sure whether I'm going to use 3. I think I'm only going to use 3. I'll not use the 4th. Right. Now, I'm going to use some red liner tape. So I'm just going to fish in my box. And I should have some red liner tape in here somewhere. Yeah, I have. Very thin. That's it. Put that out of the way. So red liner tape. So we get the instant stick. So I'm going to open those up, and I'm just going to find the edge. Now this is incredibly narrow, so I'm going to stick one right against the score line and cut that off, and then one right on the very end. And then what I'm going to do, I always like to do, in fact I'll cut that level with it, what I like to do, see that gap in the middle that I've left, I am then going to stick glue in there, and that gives me peace of mind. Sometimes over time, if people have kept them, and they've kept them for a long time, and we have hot summers and humidity and things like that, or just over time, I find that even red liner tape will start to undo. Okay, so I'm really going to force that. So if you have used some glue, you will have got the peace of mind that the glue will stay. And so even if the red liner fights, the glue will hold it in position. So that's my tip for you. So because I've made a boxes before, and over time, because of the force of sometimes the card trying to come away, it on boxes, it not straight away and not for a long time, but eventually it does. So I always have the peace of mind. So if you've seen me use red liner tape before, you will see that I always like to have that gap somewhere to stick additional glue. So that's almost done. Okay, and just this last one now, and then we should be, yeah, that's right, ready to rumble. Okay. There we go. Turn it round. And do that. Okay. So let's move that out of the way a minute. I'll just go over these just really push those down. Don't know whether I did that, but I'm going over all of them, because if it adheres well, it's easier to come off. Right, now, I don't want it right against the front, so I'm going to peel these off. Stick that in my bin if I can. Oh, that'd help if I put it there. So I'm going to do 2 ends at once. I think I risk it. So I'm peeling the 2 ends at once. Come on. That's it. There we go. Sticking my finger and trying to fetch the red liner tape off. Right, so as I say, I like to put glue down the middle, and that will just hold it. So I'm just going to tuck this in and this in and see whereabouts I want it. So I think I might go about there. Not to put it quite. I'm going to take it a little bit further back. There, that. Now I'm going to press it in. Make sure that your card will bend both ways. Okay, and then we'll do the next one. So might only now I might get away with that. Okay. Oh, come on. Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. I should just get me pick my tool. Take your pick tool. It makes life much easier because I can get in and get that. There we go. And then it sticks to there. So, oh dear, I've got a tale to tell you. This is, sorry, Valerie, you know my daughter-in-law Hannah. They've had some really bad luck. Their son suffers really with really bad asthma, really poorly boy at times, and they've had to cancel several holidays. Finally, they've managed to go on holiday. He's actually all right. So they've gone on holiday. The very first day of holiday, somebody hits them and they ride off. They don't stop, they ride off. So fortunately, nobody was hurt. And I'm just going to put this behind that one. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to bend it, fit it behind it, and I'll show you how I've done it in a minute. So there, if you can see, I've fitted it exactly behind the other one. Okay, and then just press it together. So I've got those two. Just again, go both ways to make sure it goes. And she's texted me today to say, would you believe it, somebody's crashed into us again. This time they did stop, fortunately. I'm hoping they haven't got hurt, because they didn't reply on that. But car looks now it's a write-off. So it was the last day of holiday, because they like to go Monday to Friday. So hit on the first day, hit on the last full day. So I just really feel for them. I just have to hold that a minute. Can you believe that? It's awful. Now that will push his insurance up, really. So it was a good little car. No, it's very upsetting. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to bend this again. So bend these round, but I'm going to bend the middle. So that's what I'm doing to fit it in. And then I'm just going to go exactly the same as before going to butt up. So bend it, push it in and butt it up and butt it up to there and then push it in. So there are my 3 stage pieces. Right, I'm not going to put any more, that's absolutely fine. Now what I decided was I was going to have various greenery, so I think I'm going to have, let's see who's the tallest rabbit. This one is at the back. So I'm going to have this rabbit in the middle, so I'm going to put this, and so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edge, and I'm going to stick that right over the side like that. Let's pull this in so you can see. So we'll see how that, and then this one I'm going to do the same, just pull that there, and I'm going to put this at the other side there. Oops, that's fell off. Gone right to the edge. Come on, stop moving. I'm going to have to lay it down. I can see. So that's going over to that edge. It just wants to be on that there. And the bunny rabbit in the middle. I think I'm going to have a little carrot in his hand. So I'm going to stick that carrot in his hand. There, like that. And I'm going to stick him just again, just the very bottom, and put him there. So he's going to be like that. Okay. Now, the next one I've got is flowers. Now, what was I thinking? I had thoughts with flowers. What was I going to do? So I'm just bringing all my flowers back in. So I think actually, leave that there. I'm going to do the front one, because what I thought I'd do is I've got a strip, and this is no bigger than 1/4 inch by it looks things. It's 3/8, okay, and I've cut these out, and I was gonna stick these, let's see, I can chop a bit off, so this just needs to be 4, so I'm just going to cut that at 4. Not going to bother with my trim that, I'll just cut it there. So I've got 4. Okay, I thought I'd do these pieces of grass. So I'm going to stick those on there, going across. Oops. Just like that. Do I actually need 3, don't I? Okay. Yeah, push that to that there. And then to stop them showing that there's a gap, I'm going to stick some carrots going off there. So I've got my carrots there. And I was seeing if my bunny, let's see, have a look. Let's move this out of the way. Let's get my glue, because I don't want glue on the back. So let's have a look. I'm going to have that one there, and that there. So let's see, I'm going to put that there. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of here. Pop that on there. And the carrot's going up there. And now I think actually that might have that going behind. So on front, I want him on front. So I'll have to stick. No, I didn't want it. I did want it that way, didn't I? Oh, never mind. I'm going to stick. But he's going to, so I'm going to have to stick him that side. So stick him that side. Of course. There we go. Stick him that side. So can you see? So sticking him that side. And I think I'll put him behind there. So I'll put some glue on the bottom of him. And put him behind there. That's it. Stick him in there. Oh, he's looking sweet. Oops. Get back on. That's it. Let's see. Make sure I'm not stuck him too low. So I just need to hold him a minute. So you got that looking like that. And I wanted some flowers, so let's now stick. So I'm going to stick a bit there. It's hiding behind the flower patch. Let's put different ones. No, wrong side. No, that was right side. What am I doing? Let me just get rid of that glue. Okay, get rid of glue off the table. I'd put glue on the back. In fact, gonna stick that roughly in the middle. Roughly in the middle. And then one more on the outside. So this can go on this side. Come on. Okay, it's roughly on the outside. And then I've got two more for the middle. Yeah, that's right. Two more for the middle. And I might go a little bit lower with that one. Stick it there so the flowers are different heights. Stick, come on. Stick. Come on, stick. Don't stick to me, stick to that. And that's that. Okay, and the other flower, that can go lower as well. So let's stick some on there. That can go lower there. It's a bit hard to show you when I'm doing this, but let's show you now. So I've done the flowers. That one's a bit paler, so I'm going up, down. And what I wanted to do was I've cut these out. This was Hello Cupcake, and I thought I'd have, I will have it up there. Gonna have Happy Birthday look coming off the rabbit, so that's Speech Bubble off the rabbits. So happy birthday, coming off the rabbit and off this one. Okay, and dimensionals behind me, and I did see oh bother, I've just got these handy. Oh, and I think there's some bigger ones in this. I've started the black ones, they fell off somewhere. In fact, what I'll do is I'll use some edging bits, of course, so that will give me. So I've done with the you tell me, I'll tell you, stylish shapes. So, and the stylish shapes are going as well, can't believe it. Oh, I know what's happened here. I have just realised that that piece I cut out, I thought I was struggling for grass, so I'm going to put this at an angle going across there like that. I cut out this piece of grass, didn't I? And I think I might, shall I have that up there? I might have that going. I'd need that to be looking whether I did mean that for the flower ones, and I was going to pop the flower ones higher and I forgot. So I've got some more carrots, so I've just put 2 carrots there. I think I'm going to stick some carrots going up here. So let's have some carrots just going all over the place. So okay, and another carrot. I should have put that the other way, never mind. Let's have that there. Can I change that one now? Do it other way. There, that's it. And then we'll have doesn't really matter. Put a carrot. Put that one going straight down. And then this carrot can go that way there. Okay, oh, you couldn't really see that, apologies for that. So I've been busy sticking carrots going in different directions there at the back. So I quite like it plain actually, so I don't think, what do you think? Should I decorate this? Well, actually I can stick the verse on here, so I will probably put let's see what I wanted. Well, actually, you are so loved, so I think I will have that there. Now that's so loved, does it fit? So I'm just going to have a look. That was so loved. I'm going to have that going there. So it just depends on what I'm going to put. So I'm just going to stamp it to start with on a fan card. That's it. Right, so I'm just going to, and I could have this grassy bit going on there, might have that on there. I'm not decided, but I'm going to do So Love. So let's get on and stamp that. So bring in a block and bring in my olive and just going to bring in that, and I'll just do it down here. And then what I'll bring in is the postage. Now, where are you? There. Now we're going to play, because I'm not going to do it the correct way. I'm going to go for it going this way. So if I do it, think that's about even. So if I do it that way, and then I'll put this back in. So let's do it that way. Yeah. So that will help if I do it this way. Right, so I'm going to see. Let's do it the next notch. So I'm lining it up with these notches, and then get it fixed in with the notches, and then there. Go on, out you come. There we go. And just because we've done the granny apple green, I'm then going to bring in, now is that big enough? Nope, that's not big enough. Is that big enough? Not that. Well, how big are you? I think actually that would work. So I'm gonna just do that way. And let's see. So I'm going to take that in, and I want a little bit off there. So turn it that way round. Let's drag it that way. So what I'm doing is I'm dragging it through. I'm waiting to get the notches so I can feel a notch. So let's just pop that in. Might be one more I need it, so I'm going to pull it one more notch and hope for the best. Lovely. So hope you saw that. So I'm going to just pop that on there. And there. That's it. And I'll pop that on there. Oh, now that's why you should always shut your ink pads, because I didn't, and I've gone and stuck my white cord on it. So I'm just getting that level, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. So I will actually have a label for the back. So I'm into using my dies wherever possible, and because I have got To an Amazing Grandson, happy birthday, you are so loved, I am only going to write on the back. So I'm going to just go into my where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Can't be up there, I'm sure it can't. Should be down here and I should be able to see. Oh, there. Tasteful Touches. Sorry about that. So I'm a Tasteful Touches die, and I will use this nice big one here. And have I got my little one? No, I've got that out somewhere. So I'm just going to go and roughly cut that out. Okay, so I like to just roughly cut that out. The biggest die machine is just there, so why not use it if it's there? So I'm just going to take that through. Okay. Out of the way. And then I'll just stick this on the back. And then that will be where I write who it's to and who it's from. So that's going to go roughly central on the back. So that's where that's going to go. And then all you do is just squash it and you can hide it. And then the big surprise, woo, happy birthday. So hope you like that. I am pleased with that. I like it. I think I'm just going to leave it plain and not mess any more with it, because I think I really like that. So hope you do too. So I think I could have set him a bit higher, but never mind, it works. So he's hiding behind the greenery, which is, oh, sorry, I keep putting you out of focus. I've moved my board and I seem to not be working in the right place. Just typical, isn't it? So I do apologise for that. So thank you very much for dropping by. I do appreciate that you dropped by. Please subscribe if you don't subscribe, as I pop on whenever. Sometimes come on more day after day. Sometimes it can be 8 days or whenever. It's when I can get time to come on and I've got an idea that I want to fulfill and do it. So thank you very much. As I say, do appreciate that you've stopped by and hope you'll have a go. Thank you. Bye for now.